start? Yes button or something. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning into our Sky Include tutorial video. And we have Nathan Whitburn back with us,
G'day.
regular and a very important contributor to the Handshake community. So thanks for coming on, Nathan.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't done a Sky Include video in a little while, but I feel like so many things are getting busy now, right? In Handshake, I mean, people. I just heard Kiba's back, getting back involved again. You built this FirePortal. Shake Station's getting busy. I'm seeing a lot of different activity, which is always exciting, and it's always what's impressed me about Handshake as a project or as a protocol I do feel like it's definitely it passes, in my opinion, decentralized, and to just contribute
Yeah,
around the world, building and
it
doing
was
stuff.
crazy because it was like dead quiet for the like 2 months ago, and it's just
Yeah,
everything
right.
all at once. So
Yeah,
who knows?
it was scary quiet. Maybe you felt the same, but now it just seems like it's just other people are saying the same on Twitter. I'm seeing like Raul says there's lots more activity, and other people I know
Yeah,
are talking to me. So you recently, so it's getting into summer here, but winter for you. But summer in the northern hemisphere. In
yeah,
June,
winter for us.
winter for you, down
Been
under.
pretty warm today. I think it got up to 12 degrees.
Mm, yeah, get the tank top and shorts and flip flops.
Yeah, something like that.
So, so today we're going to share what you built as Fire Portal, and yeah, I get to learn myself too. So the this is something I've always been wanting is Handshake is what everybody knows is domain names, but there's of course the other part, whether it's Web 2 or Web 3 or internet, you have a domain, but you also need a host, right? So the
Yeah,
hosting
there's no
is
point having a domain with nothing on the domain, right?
yeah, we need stuff on them. And of course, I've got a lot of videos I've done about, centralized hosting with the Handshake name, which is somewhat easy depending on the host. But, to actually have a decentralized host with a decentralized domain feels pretty decentralized and exciting and proper. So I believe that's what FirePortal does. And
Yeah.
if you can share a
So
little bit.
basically, not sure if you remember, a while back, Namebase had D-links
Yeah.
using, I think it was Sire or something
Yeah,
similar
yeah.
like that.
SIA, SIA, yeah, SIA, and then
Yeah. So Sia basically closed down,
yeah,
and I've had a lot of people saying, "Where's decentralized links?" So I decided IPFS. I don't think that's ever shutting down. It's pretty much mainstream by now. So why don't we use IPFS for storage and just have a simple TXT record to an IPFS hash, which just points to the data. So basically, that's what FirePortal does. It just goes, here's the IPFS hash. As soon as you type in your domain, it looks it up, does the IPFS resolution for you, and then gives you the content.
yeah. I think we'll have a demo in a second.
Yeah.
But my
So I'll
question
show
back
you.
to you is, I'm not saying I'm an expert at all, but I recall with IPFS there is some kind of cost for pinning, if I recall. The pin
Um, it
is
depends. So there are quite a few free pinning services. So I'll show an example using Pinter, which is free for, I am not 100% sure, but I think it's either 1 or 5 gigabytes. 1 gigabyte. So as long as you don't store a whole gigabyte, you should be fine for free storage with Pinter. There are a couple other paid ones if you need more storage. But if your website is a gigabyte size, probably you should fix it. That's a little bit big for you. Nobody wants to wait for a gigabyte page to load.
true, true, true. Okay, so thanks for
Let
answering
me
that. But maybe if go to screen share, and if you want to show us,
yeah.
it's the best.
Okay, so I've just got a simple single page HTML file. So I should be able to just show you exactly what it looks like.
For some reason, I'm not seeing. I'm just.
Ooh,
It says it
maybe
started, but I don't see it.
let me just go back and double check.
Maybe on share again. We can edit this part out.
Yeah, we'll see. You able to see now?
No, it just says has started sharing double, but it's a black screen.
Let me just stop sharing.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's restart.
Yep. Yeah, never know.
Technology, right?
Yep.
Weird, because
That
before we started, it was I saw your screen, but now it's still I could show you in Telegram, but it's just saying it's
uh,
I
that
don't know
should
if
be showing up.
no. I'll send a screenshot to you.
Too easy.
Uh,
Who knows?
uh, I just showed
It's
you
always
what
annoying when it like works.
this is what
It
I
works
see.
perfectly fine until we actually want to do it.
Yeah, I just sent you on Telegram what I'm seeing, so I don't want to like
If you
record.
double click that area, does it work
It
or?
just pulls the full screen, but it's still showing black.
Hmm. Okay, that is
Uh,
weird.
I mean, we could even disconnect, reconnect, but that's
Yeah, let me just, because it should be working fine. I can just share a window, which, that didn't work. I think sharing full screen usually works, but doesn't want to do it.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if you see what you see on your side, but
Hmm. On my side, it just says you are screen sharing. That's it.
hmm. Maybe it's because you shared. Maybe because you shared already, but I've done what I don't know. We could just reconnect. I mean, I can't think of any
Yeah,
other.
I'll just leave and rejoin and see if it works.
Okay, I'll leave it on so I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just test if screen sharing works. Watch as it doesn't work or something.
Oh,
There we
now I
go.
see it. Now I see it. So I don't know what if it's any difference on your side, but now.
Who knows? It looks the
Okay.
exact same.
All right.
Okay, so I've just got a single HTML web page, which I'll show you. Basically, this is all it looks like with
Okay.
no CSS or anything. So what you can do on Pinter, which is a free IPFS hosting, you can just go add, do a file upload. Where do I store it? Now comes the hard part. Where is it?
Yeah, where's the HTML file?
Yeah, exactly. I think it was in Documents, Handshake, Sky Include. There we go. So you can just upload a file, call it Sky Include, single, it's just a single page. Make sure it's public, and you can just upload it. It should be very quick. And then you want to copy the CID or the hash of the file on IPFS. And then you've got a domain. I'm just using one from Namebase, but you can use one from anywhere. Where is it? Here we go. In our name server records, not in the blockchain ones, but in the
Yeah.
name server records. You want to check a TXT record. Let's just check it on the root domain. IPFS, I think it's usually lowercase, equals, and then you just have that hash.
Okay.
If we save that, then if we go to FirePortal, what was the domain? TLDEO.
TLDEO.
Then we should just be able to go TLDEO, and fingers crossed, it should just show that page. Hopefully. Every now and again, the DNS takes a little bit to propagate.
It'll probably happen because we're demoing it.
We'll see.
But you don't
It
have
is usually like
you
that.
don't have to do this is just a way to view it. Or is this you have to do this? Or
This is just to view it.
oh,
So
okay.
that file is already up. You can have a look at another portal. So for example, oop, did that work? No. Oh, it says it couldn't find the
It's
IPFS file, which I don't know why it can't, because it's right there. Who knows? Unless Pinter is being annoying and not wanting to actually upload it.
do you have another one that you've done
Yep.
before?
So
Maybe.
Pinter should work fine, but I'll just use my own IPFS portal. Let's try uh, the multi-page site. This has just got upload. I'll just show you. It has an index and it's also got some styling. So it looks a bit pretty. If you're having your own IPFS portal, you need to make sure you pin it, which is free. I think you just copy the CID of the whole folder
Yep.
and let's check that on our subdomain. So if this works, we can see call it multi IPFS equals and then just the hash. Okay, and then we just go multi.tldo, and that should then look up this hash from the txt file and hopefully should host it, unless something is wrong with my thing for no reason. You never know. Sometimes it just does not want to work.
Yeah, I haven't played with these in a while, but in the past, yeah, I do miss SIA. They had
There
that
we go.
portal. Oh, there it is.
Well, for some reason the CSS hasn't properly loaded, but I'm assuming that might just be. I can probably have a check. It says the CSS has loaded. Maybe I just didn't make it look pretty. But yeah, so it's got two pages. There we go. It's got a main page and an about page, and
Okay,
it's all
now the
just hosted.
CSS loaded. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just taking a second. So that's all on IPFS. So you've got this giant link here. What you could also do, if you go to the main page, is in the how to set up a domain, should add an A record pointing to this IP address. Now, this does make it more centralized because you are basically telling people to use my portal. In the future, it would be nice if we got more people having their own portals so they can do this themselves. But you could just go multi, add this IP address, save. Might need to wait a minute or two, we'll see. Then if you go to multi.tldo, that should then, not sure why the CSS did not load that time either.
I think it's just a delay or something.
Maybe. I'll have to check later. But that should show the page. I will fix that so it actually loads better.
Okay.
But in general, it should look like this. And Pinter should work. Watch as it works now. We try um, the original page. Will it work? Maybe not. Yeah, IPFS can be a little bit slow because it is decentralized. So every now and
Yeah.
again, a file takes a while to propagate.
Yeah, I mean, this is always the complaint from even technical, but non-technical is decentralized slower. I mean, it's decentralized, but yeah, it's distributed,
Yeah.
so it just takes longer. So it has
Yep.
to be on you said it can't be on the blockchain record. So you can't, because you could put text record on blockchain, but it wouldn't work.
You, you can. The problem with that is it's a little bit harder to do a DNS lookup for on the blockchain. So I might add support for that as well. If you have it on here, you also won't, well, an A record in here wouldn't make as much sense because that then is a centralized A record with a decentralized TXT record. I mean,
Hmm.
you can, but there's a little bit of a why have a decentralized TXT record when the A is already centralized?
I mean, there's sides to that.
Yeah.
We've discussed this on, re-record proposal, but because, they can't take the domain, they can take
Hmm.
the hosting, but you can just update the hosting.
Although with a TXT record, I guess that is basically the authority of the content of the site, and the A record is just how to access the content. So in a way, it makes more sense to have the TXT record decentralized, if that
Cool.
makes sense.
Somewhat get it. Great.
Basically, the TXT record has the content hash, the IPFS hash. So if that was decentralized, then somebody could say with, cryptographic proof that that is the correct content for the site. So for example, what's a DEX exchange? So Uniswap or something like that. If they had a handshake domain with that TXT record of the IPFS hash, then if anybody was trying to show a illegitimate or fake site, they would need to be able to have access and set the records on the blockchain, which is quite a bit harder than hacking into a online name server system. So in a sense, it makes it more secure.
Okay. All right. I think that's good. I mean, I will get this on the channel. I've got some notes. So just to summarize, of course, we're still early, I mean, I've learned this also at Hamza and everything. I mean, Web3 and content sites and content businesses are real use of it still seems early, but I appreciate what you're building. And yeah, like the idea is a decentralized host and a decentralized domain, Handshake domain, IPFS hosting. Honestly, I'm having a little bit of trouble grasping, but I guess the A record points to an IP address. The IP address is centralized, so if that IP was to turn off, then it would not work. So that would it's
Yes.
like a weak
So
point
the
to use the A
A
record.
record in that case is just saying, well, mainly for people to resolve the domain in any browser, because browsers inherently don't have a decentralized resolution method. The only way I can think of at the moment is having an IP address. In the future, we might have like a CNAME or something like that, so we can have a list of a couple public nodes to make it a bit
Okay.
more decentralized. But it doesn't have one point of access to view the content.
Okay.
It's not needed, it just makes it easier.
Makes sense. All right, I think we're good for now. And thanks
Too
as much.
easy.
And then it's ipfs.woodburn.au, right? It's oh no wait, dot hs
IPFS.hshosting.au.
excuse me. Yeah.
But I think they should redirect. So yeah,
Okay.
woodburn.au. It just points to the same one.
Okay, got
Too
it.
easy.
All right. Thanks so much for sharing, Nathan, and what you do for the community. And we'll get this out for everybody in
No
the
worries.
coming days. All right.
Catch you around.